My practice really aims to kind of use the tools of architecture and design to figure out a way to engage people and has started a conversation on how space can become a form of activism. My name is Pedro Cruz Cruz, and my project is titled Planning with Sovereignty and Mutual Aid in Corona Plaza. So the vendors come from all over. When I got to Corona, I really loved how much of that tradition and culture and history was still present in Corona Plaza, and it was precisely because the pandemic had resulted in a lot of issues with people and their employment. When you migrate to the States and you have something in mind that you want to do, and all of a sudden something like that takes it away, then you kind of sometimes resort to what you learn from home. So a lot of people kind of resorted to street vending, and it kind of turned into this beautiful market in Corona Plaza that's been evolving ever since then. They really made the place into something where people could get away from their apartments during a hard time for everybody, where they could share with people, where they could make events, have that kind of connection with people that you weren't really having during COVID.
Everything centers around street culture in Latino America, around town squares. I mean, I think most of the world functions this way anyway. During the pandemic and after, we saw a lot of people selling on the street. As the pandemic ended and as we started entering, normalcy, more people were just drawn to this idea of, hey, listen, I can cook all this amazing food from my country, I can sell it to my own people and have it be a steady source of income.
Street vendors in Corona Plaza have been fighting to return ever since the city shut them down last month.
But families and business owners in the area say not so fast. Many claim the vendors are causing major health and safety issues in their community. CBS 2's Christina Fan reports.
The history of vending in New York and in Corona Plaza has also kind of shown us how it's not just the police, but also in a lot of cases, brick and mortar restaurants and businesses will also have an issue with street vendors because they feel like they're kind of competing with their business. It was actually the opposite. Like, street vendors attract people and attract businesses, and so a lot of people actually saw loss of revenue when that raid in Corona Plaza happened.
I think the most honorable thing is folks who are waking up at 2 in the morning to make tamales and then bring their kids to school and then come to work, all within the bounds of their own neighborhood. And that's what a local economy is supposed to be.
So in Corona Plaza, there's this organization of vendors called ABA, Asociación de Vendedores de Corona Plaza, the Street Vendor Association of Corona Plaza. We've been trying to dialogue on how to get vendors to become part of the economic fabric of Corona Plaza. We measured the whole plaza together, we transcribed into digital, and we even contrasted with the plans that DOT had. And so we found out that there was a lot of benches where there weren't anymore, light posts where they're not. And so in using a map that's kind of outdated, one would think that the vendors don't fit in the plaza. So in us doing that as built, going through every regulation that the street vendors have to go through, and outlining really how many vendors we're able to put in the plaza, we were able to use that map as a dialogue tool. And that map went through like 10 different iterations to get to a point where now DOT has approved it and the market is coming back on the 15th. So design, when it's looked as more as an activist tool, it could impact policy, it could impact decision makers, stakeholders, for the benefit of the whole. That's when architecture becomes, I feel like becomes very important and necessary. I am a Create Change artist in residence with the Laundromat project.